People are having profuse and frequent nasal bleeding, but they don't know that this may be a sign of hemophilia. They circumcised their children and they took long to stop bleeding, but they didn't take it up that it may be what? Hemophilia. People are injected every day into their buttocks or in intramuscular, like kukabina ne bamukuba empiso oba wano ku mukono, and you end up having a swelling inside there, which we call the hematoma. And people don't know that that can be a sign of what? Hemophilia. Through our guiding motion, preventing the preventable through health awareness, Tulina Healthcare Services Uganda Limited visited a Muslim community in Ikowe, Wakiso district. And on that day, our topic was about hemophilia. We shared hemophilia to them. Hemophilia is one of the genetic bleeding disorders where you have bleeding happening spontaneously, or you have profuse bleeding after an injury or after surgery. Irrespective of the nature of surgery, it can be a minor surgery or a major surgery. So these people have profuse bleeding after an injury or after surgery. This happens because this person is lacking some of the blood clotting factors. When you get an injury on your skin or anywhere on your body, there are processes that happen in your blood streams that collect up, like there are things or proteins that do collect up in your bloodstream to form that clot that you see outside there. And those proteins, we call them factors. Plus other things, but mostly what plays the most important thing are those proteins that we call clotting factors. So they come and join each other, to form what you see outside there. So people with hemophilia, that is depending on the type, they have some factors that are absent in their body. Hemophilia A factor 8 and hemophilia B factor 9. There are other types of hemophilia, but these two types of hemophilia, hemophilia A and hemophilia B, are the most common types of hemophilia. So people with hemophilia have some of the factors absent. So when the process is taking place, or that cascade, if it is running in your body or in your bloodstream, if it reaches where that factor is needed, the process will not continue. So you will not be able to form a clot at the end of the cascade that will help you to stop bleeding. That's what happens ritually. I think you've understood the pathophysiology. So they lack the factors, or they have them in low quantities. But remember, after some time, they may lack it completely. So although hemophilia affects relatively few people, according to research, many remain undiagnosed. Like, people don't know that they have hemophilia, because they live with it, but they don't know what is taking place in their body. They live in pain, they live with unexplained bleeding and in fear, but they don't know what is taking or what is causing this really. To bring this reality closer to home, like to the Muslims we were with that time, we began with a story. A baby who was circumcised and continued to bleed excessively long after the procedure. And this is common, like, gone are the days they were only the Muslims who used to circumcise. But nowadays, everyone does circumcision for the males. And knowing this is so important. Like, if you know it earlier on that abnormal bleeding after circumcision, it's not normal. It's not completely normal. You may need to seek attention. And something important to remember, hemophilia mostly affects males. Like, we can say that it is a disease of males, but it can also affect females, but on a low percentage. Why? Because if you look at genetics, hemophilia is a recessive genetic disorder. Recessive means that it only comes out if there is no dominance. So it is only linked on the X chromosome. For a female to have hemophilia, it means that the mother was a carrier and the father was hemophilic. because females have XX in their chromosome, like the sex chromosomes, and males have XY. That is the genetics that became a problem when I was explaining to the people. So you may not need so much of the genetics, but what you need to know that for a female to be hemophilic, that means that the father was hemophilic and the mother was a carrier. But for males to be hemophilic, the mother was a carrier and the father has no story to tell about the hemophilia of the boy. It is only the mother. That is genetics bana ye tumuleke mukambwe muko kujako ngoli medic. So that illustration was intentional. It wasn't to frighten but to capture the attention. You know, when you give someone an image that is real life, people give you more attention and they open their hearts to understand, you know. We spoke about genetics. As I've told you, yeah, this was the hardest part to tell to the people. You know, I lay audience to explain the inheritance and the pathophysiology. It's really not a small task, and I even broke a sweat. Like, it was really tough to explain, but alhamdulillah, I tried my best. But that reminded me of something, that people knowing signs and symptoms is more important for them to know genetics. We talked about the signs and symptoms like unusual bleeding. You've gotten uprooting of the tooth and you profusely bleed even with compression, you get, especially in men. Like, pay more attention in men, but don't forgetting that even females that are just carriers, they sometimes get these symptoms, you get. Then prolonged bleeding after cuts, swelling and painful joints. I had this boy, was a 19-year-old boy, and they were looking for what is causing the problem, not finding it. They have done x-rays, looking at the joint, being eaten up, painful, he could barely move well, you get. So and finally when we did these tests, we just found out that the boy was hemophilic. The good thing that it was still in the early stages and he's now doing his refills. These signs matter. Like, don't look at frequent nasal bleeding and prolonged nasal bleeding as something normal. No, if it is frequent, like it happens very many times, and also prolonged, please do go and seek for medical attention, because you may be hemophilic when you don't know. Then we had to look at statistics. You know, we've said it's around it's over 800,000 people with hemophilia worldwide. But in Uganda here, some statistics show us that it is over 300 people, just 300 people. But remember, many remain undiagnosed. And remember that even rare conditions deserve to be talked about. That very person you ignoring can have this rare condition, and you never know, you can help someone who is out there by sharing this knowledge. We emphasize the most important story, that if you suspect it, please go and seek help early. Omwana omulabye omaze omutayirira atavamo omusayi muki muyitirivu aganya okulekerawo ku bleeding, please take that baby to the hospital. Then we finally spoke about the future of hemophilia, that is about awareness, then early diagnosis, and we have support systems that are here to help us. Even these medicines at a free price, they are so much expensive. Hemophilia medicines are so much expensive. We thank all the support systems that have helped us to fight hemophilia, and we hope for better. Because health community begins with knowledge, and it is strengthened by awareness and prevented by action. That's what we believe in as Tulina Healthcare Services Uganda Limited. We're saying for health community, for God and my country. My name is Dr. Saku Ashraf, Director Tulina Healthcare Services Uganda Limited. Thank you. That was the topic, hemophilia.